Namaste. Welcome to the class. Saraswati Part 2. Anuvada Pradeepa Part 2 paper. Class number 26. Let us begin with Prarthana. Gurureva gatihi gurumeva bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave na gurov paramam shishurasmi guroh matirasti gurau mama pahi guru. Today's topic is Kavyam. This happens to be the last chapter of your Anuvada Pradeepa Part 2 book. This is the 11th lesson. Okay. There are 3 topics in that which need really a good explanation. I thought, let me make each class into 2. Okay, if required, we will take 2 classes of Kavya, 2 classes of Alankara, and 2 classes of Chandas. That is total 6 classes more. After 6 classes, we can close this. Okay, we have like thought of 32 classes. So last class will be maybe doubt sessions or open class, something like that. So today we have like, 26 and 6 more, 32. Yeah, it will be finished. Even the last class we'll be studying the Chandas. Then it will finish. We'll have some inaugural session. Or as we have planned, we'll do the same, like whatever. Anyway, so today's lesson number is 11a. So this happens to be the poetry. First, let us try to understand what is Kavyam. Kavyam is something that is very unique in this world. See, every phenomena in this world is unique. Kavyam happens to be something that is created by the person, a human being. An animal cannot write a kavya. Animal can become a kavya, but it cannot write a kavya. No animals have been given this faculty. They cannot have a good language. Of course, there is no comparison at all. Even all human beings cannot write poetry. Okay, Kavyam is poetry, but it's not even poetry because poetry is a just expression, a beautiful expression in English, but Kavyam includes meter also, the metricalness, and there are a lot of like Shastric things in the Kavyam. What is it people have tried to put in a lot of books? Again, I give the disclaimer for this class. You all know what the disclaimer is going to be. So this much information is not required for you. See, one lesson of like 3 to 4 pages can go for 6 classes is unbelievable, isn't it? But we need to have so many details, so much information, which will help you to connect with the Samskrita Kavyas after this exam. See, I have seen many people, they say, oh, I have passed that Parina, this Kovida, this exam, that exam. But how much taste they have developed for something in Sanskritam. Say philosophical things, say Itihasa Puranas, say Kavyas, say whatever literature. Could they connect with it is the main question. What are we learning Sanskritam for? If not for to connect with the literature. What they do, they translate some songs, they translate some that Bollywood and Hollywood and whatnot. And bas chale to they can go to any extent of going to whichever song, whichever things. There, it's like mere stupidity. I don't find any meaning in that you are able to sing a rap song, a bar dance song in Sanskritam. I don't know what happiness people derive out of it or what they want to show. The letters are all like trying to breathe. Okay, the letters are, for example, a song, because I come to the song now, because a song is the simplest poetry that we come across. Okay, so in Hindi movies, in Telugu movies, in our own mother tongue movies, we have a lot of songs in the movies. Some are so beautiful, so good, they touch our heart. That is poetry. Whatever touches your heart, whatever you feel like, oh, wow, that is around the human experience. That can be many any subject can be anything. It can be love, it can be hate, it can be a pain, it can be like a laugh, whatever it is, whether it is able to touch your heart or not. If I tell you a joke at this moment, you'll all laugh. because it touches your intellect or mind or whatever, whichever faculty it goes to, it touches that fact. That I understand it by your elicitation of law. It comes out in the form of a law. So there is something which is happening at the level of the thought. The same thing happens for Kavyam in the sense of beauty, in the sense of some 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 magic, some kind of magic happens whenever we listen to the poetry. If I ask you right now, tell me the best poem that you have heard. So you'll have to go to some school days, some college days where you had literature, where you had some poetry too. I don't know these days how much language is given importance in the colleges and schedules. It's very painful that we are not able to develop that. We are keeping aside that big human experience that people in the past could get very easily, but these days students are, they are deprived of this faculty. That's why we see them very कोई रस नहीं कुछ नहीं उनमें. There is nothing that we can enjoy in them. They cannot engage you for even 10 minutes. They have nothing to talk. Maximum they talk about is movies, sports, business, paisa banana, whatever. I mean, just a very, very, very outside physical worldly things. Kavyam is the place where all the physical world stops. And this same physical world appears in the form of a dream world. It's a created world. It's coming out of something which somebody had dreamt, somebody could visualize, somebody could see, somebody could connect with, somebody could create it. Okay, that is Kavya. Okay, you all give, I give you all a task. Long time past that I gave you any task. No, we had some essays and all, and you had good scoldings as well. I'm sorry for all that, reactions from you. I was really like waiting for something from you. One essay came, one essay. This is the like feedback I'm giving you. Excellent. It really touched my heart. Was very good, very correctly well written. Thank you so much, Sunita ji. If you are listening to this lesson, very, very good, well written. Keep it up. And like I waited for others, nobody sent me. That's okay. So no problem. So this is another task I give you. Go back and remember if it takes time for you that which poem attracted you and why. Try to tell me or tell yourself in writing or in speech or in feeling at least. Okay, just work it out. The poem which comes to my heart whenever I say are there are many. One in English, one in Hindi, one in Telugu, some songs, some there is something from everything that like interested me in like Hindi movies that there can be good lines that attracted me in Telugu old movies, new movies. New I don't hear much. In much means it's almost zero. Okay, because there is no poetry at all to hear. So that is where we are lacking. That's why nothing impresses you. Nothing leaves any mark on your heart. So for leaving mark experience, we have to go to very, very old. If you're all Telugu students, I would have given you Telugu song examples. If you were all Hindi students, I could have given you Hindi song examples. But luckily, like we are not going to touch all that. We have so much in Sanskritam in common that we can share that. Okay, like for example, if we have like for Sanskrit song, what comes to my mind is Manasa Satatam Smaraniyam. So what is there? Is it a poetry? How to decide what is poetry and what is not is my next question. Okay, what is poetry and what is not? First, we will generally understand what is poetry and then we will go for the Shastric ideas. There is much, I mean, there is a big PPT that I have prepared with lot of, poetry is something like Sanskrit ka wo jaan hai. It's like whenever people come to Sanskrit academically, the first things they are connected with is kavyas. Okay, so there is much about kavyas that I can speak of, or you can learn from, you can think, you can ponder and all. But for all that, you should know what is poetry and what is not. And why is it called poetry and why is another thing not called poetry? Hmm? So that song is there, na? This one, Mahaprana Deepam. That song in that is a dum dum da dum dum da dhakka ninadhanava tandava dambaram tadhimmi takadhimmi, whatever he said. So how does that affect you? First question. Is that poetry or not? Dum dum da dhakka ninada. So is it a poetry or is it just sound? The sound that appeals to you or there is something else? Let us think. So there is something else. Dhakka Ninada Nava Tandavadambaram. Tandavadambaram. So Dada is good. And then Dhakka Dha is good. Tandava Adambaram. There's nothing like that can this. We can just visualize Shiva doing Tandava. Tadhimmi takadhimmi didhimmi dhimi dhimmi Sangeeta Sahitya. So he's trying to then like bring the sa kind of thing and then he's trying to put the letters in some metrical pattern. That is another thing. The laya is there. Okay, apart from the feeling, what is so how do okay, take the song as a whole. Don't pick any word. So starting from Mahapranadipam Shivam Shivam from there to the last line. Namah Sharvaya Satana na 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 Sharvaya cha Sarvaya cha. He stops at that. All Shiva names come in that. Okay, let us think it as a Bhakti Geetam. Why go to Bhakti Geetam? Because there's a lot of poetry in Bhakti also. Bhakti Sahityam, Bhakti Kavyas are like rampant in Sanskrit. A lot of people have worked in that. It's like a contagious, somebody writes a Bhakti Kavya. I also feel like writing a Bhakti Kavya for my Ishta Deva. That's how it goes. Well, when we say Kavya, it's all rasas. Bhakti is also one of the rasas they have accepted. Shanta rasa, etc. Anyway, one sentiment. Something that touches your heart. That is important. So from Mahapranadipam to Sarvayacha, when you hear it as one unit, try to listen today. Okay, take the task. Try to listen today. Try to find out if there is any poetry inside that. Okay, so it's bhakti. Is it generating only bhakti or is it appealing to your beauty sense? Okay, so there are like in Manasa Satatam, when we come back to that song, then Lokahitam Mama Karani. So there is Niyam as the ending, and there is no other kind of appealing to the beauty. But Najatu Dukkham Gananiyam, Nacha Sukha Shayane Shayaniyam, Aharnisham Jagaraniyam, Lokahitam Mama Karaniyam. That is okay. Then he comes to in the fourth until there, the what you do this, you do that is the it is to be done, to be done, to be done, like that. In the end, he says, Gahanaranye Ghanandhakare. Okay. And then in somewhere like Shatru Sankate, anywhere, there also I will not falter. That is what he says. That is where it's like, by doing I should do this, I should do good to the humanity, he goes to one extent where suddenly he expresses something we are all not ready for. Can you do it in the forest? You can do good to the human beings inside the city, inside your house, inside somebody's house. Under a setting, you can do good. But can you do good wherever you are? I mean, if somebody says, if you'll do good in this because I want to take advantage, the way hero villain wala. If hero is wanting to do good, but villain is wanting to take his advantage, then he says to the hero, if you'll do this, I'll put you in the forest. Then can the hero, accept this challenge? Is he ready? So that kind of thing we have to situation we have to imagine. So Gahanaranya Ghana Andhakare. Okay. Even there, tatra maya sancharaniyam. Even there I will go. Even there I will go and I will fight for good of the humanity. Okay. So there are people who are doing it. So maybe that thing touches our heart. Wow. Okay. So we can call that song, that stanza a poetry. What else? What else is poetry? Let us try to see. So this is a general idea where, by this discussion, what comes out is, if you work out on your poems, by the way, please take this homework very seriously. Okay. For me, there is one, I am very tempted to present that to you. Give me a moment. Because, see, when something touches your heart, you are just like, you fall for it so much that you can't, you are very tempted. You can't live without such thoughts. Okay. There are thoughts that have changed lives, that have showed paths, that have stopped suicides, that have removed pains, and many more things. Okay. So this Hindi poem we had in our 9th standard. सलिल कण हूं कि पारावार हूं मैं, स्वयं छाया स्वयं आधार हूं मैं, बंधा हूं स्वप्न हूं छोटा बना हूं, नहीं तो व्योम का विस्तार हूं मैं. So this is like whom I is the one thing that attracts us. And this like I have translated it into Sanskrit. You don't worry. सलिलकणमथवास्मि पारावारोहम् स्वयं छायाहं स्वयं चाधारोहम् बद्धोऽहं स्वप्नमथवा लघुवृत्तम् अन्यथास्मि व्योम्नः विस्तारोहम्. So there is Vyoma here, right? So we have Vyoma. Anna must have thought much about that when he wanted to name his institution. He could have like thought much, but he picked up Vyoma. So Vyoma is like endless. Like our Sanskrit work is also endless. Our love for Sanskritam is endless. Maybe. So that endlessness is the idea which touches us. What he says, Baddhoham Swapnam. If I'm confined to a dream, then I'm like, I'm tied up. But if you open me up, I'm so large as a sky. That is the translation of it. Okay, he says that the very beginning of the poem is Salida Kanaho. I am a drop of water or Paravaro or a ocean. What is ocean comprised of? It's comprised of drops. So this is where poetry starts working through the thoughts, through the expressions, through the words, through the rhythms, through the that laya kind of thing which it generates, through the patterns of sounds, and many, many, many more. They're all like, but the central idea must be strong. Okay. Damat 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 daman ninadavat damar vayam chakara chandatandavam tanotuna shiva shivam. Okay. Is that poetry? Direct question. Is that poetry? Yes, it touches our heart, isn't it? There is beauty also. But there is a thought as well. Not just beauty and like attractiveness. See, poetry is not very easy to recognize. Anything can pass on the name of poetry. People say that in Telugu, like we had a joke in like they say Vachindochindu Ugadi, Ugadi Vachindochindu, and he says this is my poem, Ugadi has come, has come, has come, has come, has come, has come, Ugadi. What is there in poetry in that? Okay, so he says there is so much happiness when Ugadi comes. So where is it generated in through the words? Show me through the words. So no, Ugadi generates happiness, isn't it? So I have said like Ugadi has come itself is a sense of happiness. So that is poetry. Will it be a poetry? It won't be, isn't it? So this kind of we should have a discrimination between what is poetry and what is not. Okay, with this introduction, I think it is a little clear to you within different languages, like the spheres of there are like there's a lot of poetry in the world. It's not only Sanskrit, really. When it comes to poetry, I should say there has been very, very creative expressions through like many, many worldly languages. And people say that there are more like more languages which have more compactness than Sanskritam. Let it be whatever it be. But the best things in a language, when you learn a language, believe me, the best reward you get is the poetry and the quotations. I really, really love them. We say the Sameta Gade, we say like that, the idioms and all of a language. They are the basic poetic ideas. Okay. They are the basic poetic ideas. Now, when I mention idioms, something that comes to our mind is untold expression that just touches our heart. Okay. Everything should not be said. So Salilakanamathavasmi Paravaroham. He did not say that Paravara is big, that is Samudra is big and Salilakana is small. That bigness and smallness is just appearing in our hearts. We know what is an ocean. We know we have all seen, like we went to the sea, we have seen the tides falling like big, huge, as far as your eye can go. There is only water, 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 water. Okay. So in that, he is trying to generate through this just two expressions, Salila Kanamathavasmi Paravaroham, Swayam Chaya, Swayam Cha Adharoham, Baddhoham Swapnam Athava Laghu Vritano, third and fourth lines if you see. Baddhoham Swapnam Athava Laghu Vritam. I am just chota bana hu. Nahi to vyomaka vistaru. I'm just like now, in the first line, it is like the same line will have two different ideas, like one small, one big. Then when he comes to third and fourth, he develops it like they are connected. Third and fourth are not independent. This is confinement and freedom. Now he speaks of something else. Okay, so like that, the poetry has like if you go inside, I can go on like pulling many, many, many ideas out of just these four lines. Of course, it's a very big poem and the whole poem is very beautiful. Okay. Recently in Samvadshala, I had presented this. I will send you that audio in the group. You can enjoy that. Okay. And there was like one Mukta subject was given, then I had given this. So you can all listen to that thing. Okay. Presentation there is. Well, so now coming to now how does Shastra tell about this? We have put lot of thinking into the poetry ideas, that we have many Shastra granthas that give us the gist of, like, the gist of poetry, many parshvas of poetry, what is poetry, what is not, how to generate good poetry, and how to analyze good poetry, what can be the wrong things in a poetry, where can a kavi go wrong. Okay, so all these factors have been very beautifully discussed. Okay, so first, the grantha which we really like, we all MA people, when we do our MA and we come out, the first grantha that attracts us is, when Alankara Shastra we read, the Kavya Prakasha. Unbeatable expression. Mammatacharya, I really like I can only do the one namaskara to him, that's all. Such a nice, even Sahitya Darpana is good. But what he does is, Sahitya Darpana Vishwanatha is like totally kind of always like doing Khandana and establish. Mammata does not do any Khandana. He only presents his theories and they are more practical. That is what our teachers, our professors also told us. Mammata is more lighter. Mammata is more near to people, more like simple in his expression. He does not complicate things at all. So in that he says one karika, we should not call it padya or shloka, or we should call it karika. नियतिकृत नियमरहितां ह्लादैकमयीं अनन्य परतन्त्रां नवरसरुचिरां निर्मितिमादधति भारती कवेर्जयति. Okay, this is Arya or Geeti something. So this is like Niyati Kriti Niyama Rahita. He tells the fact, the characteristics of a good poem. Good, like when I say poem, take it as a kavyam. I'm not don't go to the the unexpanded idea of poem, but connect it with the very expanded idea of kavyam. Okay, so we have no different word for. So let me say kavyam only as much as I can. But even when I say poem or poetry, don't confuse with English level idea. Come to Sanskritam level idea. Now he says the kavyam doesn't have any niyamas that are controlled by nature. This is the best example is movie. When that hero is, fighting with the villains, he's like defying physical laws. He's like jumping in the air and going like reverse, like changing direction within when he's on the air. Okay, he's not even an athlete. He's not shown as any of these. He's a cool software engineer or something, but still he fights. Okay, he never learns. We don't know when he learned all this. And maybe some Devata Gandharva comes and every time like does Avahanam, we don't know. So defying physical laws. So Niyatikrita Niyamarahita. That's on a lighter sense, that example. When we come to this one, if one couple is there, they love each other, they want to get married. In the real world, every couple cannot become a married couple. They have to part sometimes as lovers. But in Kavyam, you can make it happen. Maybe in the world it did not happen, but in the Kavyam you can make. So Niyatikrita Niyamarahita. Hlada Ekamayi is Hlada is happiness. Very like soothing pleasure. Something very touching, soothing, calming effect that has it's not making da 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 kind of very excited and all. That's not excitement. It's like a calm, cool, and very like defined pleasure. Very human, very like soft experience. Halada Ekamayi. So by reading Kavya, we all get that. Ananya Paratantra. So it is not under anybody's control. When somebody really, I'll tell you this with my experience. When you want to write something, you must all have experienced that. Even when you want to write one essay, some picture is there in your mind. So you're trying to create the words, create the expressions, etc. And you suddenly feel that it is going somewhere else. Now what to do? You're writing a story, for example. It happens a lot with all the writers. The story wants to work on its own. Now, first I thought that I'll make this hero go there and do say this, but no, he will not fight the villain now. He will fight the villain later. I'll put this for later. Suddenly, it gets like changed. Not just hero villain. I'm telling that because of like it's a very popular subject. Any subject, let it be. Okay. So like that. Ananya Paratantra. So Kavya works on its own. This is everybody's experience. Ask any writer. Ask any writer. He will tell you the first line is always inspiration. First line is never created by any poet in this whole world. Unless he's like forcing it upon himself, it will never come on its own. Even when he forces, it will not. The first line always occurs when you are very happy, when you are cool, when you are a little shanta. You have thought. It's not something that you think and create. Okay, so that is Ananya Paratantra. Then Nava Rasa Ruchira. There are like 9 rasas in a kavya. Ruchira means very beautiful. Ruchira means something which is pleasing, okay, and which is bright. Bright. It's not pale. It's not fade. Those that communist feeling movies are there. They're so grave. All the faces always down. I don't know what they want to create through that movie. That effect after you see the movie is your head is like it's wrong back time, not now. That fire, earth, or something. Always crying, always complaining against. No, that is not Kavya. But okay, Karuna Rasam is there, but there should be a reason why you should cry. Okay, the Pati is gone away, Paap Bichari. She doesn't know Damayanti. Now she is crying for Nala. That makes sense. Okay, we are unhappy along with her. So all that Navarasas. So there is like pain, there is happiness, there is all kinds of sentiments, all kinds of rasas. Don't translate rasa. Rasa is non-translatable word. And there are 9 of them. Then Nirmiti Madhadati Bharati Kaver Jayati. Then this kind of Brahma Srishti also happens inside a Kavya. Now when Kalidasa Shakuntala and Mahabharata Shakuntala we compare, we often do that. Vikram Urvashiyam, the Vikrama of Kalidasa and Vikrama of the Veda are entirely different persons. So that Nirmiti. Now Kalidasa is doing the creation of these characters one more time in his own way. So that Bharati Kavehe. So Kavehe Bharati, Kavi's word is a Kavyam. So all these qualityed work treatise is called Kavya. Then what is Kavya Lakshana? Okay, so this is like Kavya definition. Now, what are the characteristics of like Kavyas? Like this is the Lakshanam which Mamatacharya has given. There are many more, there are 20s or 30s of definitions in different works. I have not collected all of them. If you have interest, you can collect, but it's a higher work for you all. It's like Anuvada Pradeepa class. If we think of that level also, I'm giving you so much which is not a part of your syllabus. I'm not going strictly in the form of syllabus. Don't worry about it. So the Kavya Lakshanams given by different people, I have collected 4. One is, Niyatikrita Niyamarahitam is the opening lines of Mamatacharya. This is the Lakshanam. Tadadosha is the Lakshanam. Okay. Now, Vakyam Rasatmakam Kavyam. Whichever Vakya, whichever sentence has rasa inside, which can generate some feeling inside you, is a Kavyam. Then Shabdarthau Sahitau Kavyam. Now, this Sahitau word is very, very debatable. Will not fall into all that. The Shabda and Artha, which are together, makes it a Kavyam. That means basic work tools. Basic work tools are like if you want to construct a house, you want bricks and cement, minimum. Wood, iron, etc. So these Shabda, Artha and some more Bhava, Tatparya, etc. are Kavya. Then he says, Mamatacharya says, Vakyam Rasatmakam Kavyam is Vishwanatha's. Tadadoshau Shabdarthau Sagunavanalankriti Punah Kwapi. Tat Adoshau, Tat means that Kavyam is Adoshau Shabdartha. The Shabda and Artha should be without mistakes. Sagunau, there should be some good qualities in that. Analamkruti, maybe sometimes not very good, alankaras and all not there. Even then it's okay. Then the Jagannatha Pandita says, Ramaniya Artha Pratipadaka Shabdaha Kavyam. Ramaniya Artha Pratipadaka. That whatever generates inside you are very beautiful. This is also very popular definition. Okay, so these are all what our Shastrakaras say. Achha. There's a very big question in this world. It happened with me also. Okay. It happened with me also. Uh, when like, I always tell this instance to all my students. They all know this story. One lady was like asking me. I was working in a college and long time back. Freshly, I did my MA and came Sanskrit. She said, "Why is language needed?" I said, "Fine, okay. Without language, how can even if you're she's a chemistry teacher?" I said, "Can you teach your chemistry without a language knowledge? So at least you should know what is a verb, what is a noun, something you have to construct a sentence, isn't it?" She said, "Fine, fine, yes." Then the second question, what is poetry for? Is it not time waste that you're spending so much time to learn Kalidasa, all this poetry and all that? I said, fine. So you work, how many hours do you work? So we all used to leave at the same time, 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. So you go to your house. How do you feel? Do you feel like opening your book and reading again, doing some work? No, no, I don't feel like that. I feel very tired, so I want some time off. So what do you do at that time? Say, play some song. They say, what is a song? What is a song? It is words and meanings. It's again some poetry, something that makes you feel lighter. Is it not a requirement of a human being? So all these questions happen. I'm very thankful to those people who have asked me such questions, though they look stupid at the like at the outset. The question that looks very stupid. Of course, many people undergo these questions. Why do people waste so much time, so much money? Even our one-time rulers of Andhra Pradesh, they wanted to remove the language and all. There was a lot of chaos on that. Well, there are many great nayakas. I just put namaskara and move away. This namaskara is another namaskara, not that I did for Mammat Acharya. Don't mistake them for say, okay? So now the question comes: what is the prayojana? Why are people writing poetry? Okay, I want to feel happy, wow, wonderful dance and all. So some people want to dance, so they need a beat song. So that's why. That's enough. The beat song can have any wordings, isn't it? Then I want to I'm not getting sleep. I want to sleep. I want to be calm music that's going on. I can play music also, Karnataka music or some instrumental music, some modern instrumental music. I can sleep. That can also make me. Why Kavya? So there comes very good answer for from Mamatacharya again. I really appreciate his the basic things he have told are so very useful for us. The main prayojana of a kavya is Ananda Upadesha. See, life is full of sukha and dukkha. We cannot deny the dukkha. See, sukha cannot happen 100%. Every time we'll feel happy, every time we'll feel in the high mood. It cannot. For example, all my cousins work in corporate and all. So they have some presentations. They are feeling a little nervous before that. Now they need something, some boasting kind of word, something. If they come to me, I give them one beautiful song. Listen to this song, you'll feel happy. And in that happiness, you can make your presentation well. That's not related to their subject at all. It's not always subject that makes you great. Sometimes there are many other things which you can add. So that come only when you're free mind. So when you're very confined with your stage fears or whatever, did I prepare well? Will I get what if they ask questions which I don't know the answers for? All these anxieties, etc. They can overcome that with a quick song. Okay, all this. When they are depressed, there is some depression. Somebody got parted, somebody departed. So that we cannot control the life events. Okay, so by that they are stuck up. Bhagwan forbid, like God forbid, it happens in our lives. So when such things happen, we want something that elevates us. So that elevation point is Ananda. And then when we are stuck up with life, it happens in our day-to-day lives also. We see our friends, our somebody, they move to some other place, they're not liking that place, or somebody just, some health issues, something. At that time, what to do? How to behave? So there is a bribing kind of, should I take the bribe? Should I not take the bribe? So if you take the bribe, what happens? So if Ravana had done something wrong for which Rama had to punish him. So that Upadesha, Ramadivat pravartitavyam na Ravanadivat is the Upadesha that is hidden inside the Kavyas. But these are the two main, in one book I have read that all these prayojanas, whatever Mamatacharya is going to give us, can be put into these two. Now what he says is, Kavyam yashaserthakrite vyavahara videshi vetarakshataye Sadyaf paranirvrataye kanta sammitatayopadeshayuje. This is what he says. Yes, it is also Arya. Kavyam yashasethakrite vyavahara videshiveta sadyah paranirvrataye kanta sammitatayopadeshayuje. It's perfect Arya. Not Arya, but I think Geet, they are all like same. I'm confused between both, but I feel everything is Arya. I really love this rhythm, okay? So what he says is, and many karikas are in Arya because it's like open chandas. It's a matra chandas, that is why people write in Arya. Well, now whatever like you see in this karika are chaturthi vibhakti antas, okay? So yashase, arthakrite, vyavaharavide, shivetara kshataye, sadhyaf parirvataye, kanta sammitataya, upadesha yuje. So there are 6 prayojanas that he is telling. Why is kavyam written? It is written for like tadadhya chaturthi vachya. So this sutra applies here. So for. So yashase, for yashas, for good name. Arthakrite, you'll get money. By writing kavyas or by reading kavyas, you'll become intelligent and you can get money. Vyavahara vide. If somebody like me writes a poetry, they want at least one reader for that. Okay, then they can pay money and please read my kavya, how it feels, tell me. For that, somebody can read it and just funnily, I'm telling you. Okay, so Artha is like some people have like written ghost writers, etc. So that can give them money. And Vyavahara vide. For me, artha is not just money because Sanskrita word artha has many prayojana. So for some prayojana, some other like that not only monetary can be anything. Vyavahara with. So you learn how to behave. Like in that Kavya Prakasha only in that commentaries people have written like what are all the explanations of this. Vyavahara, we will know like how it is. Like for example, watching movies, we don't undergo all the conditions, right? We don't undergo, for example, I've never been into a corporate office, but I know the structure of how a corporate office is by seeing movies. All movies cover some or the other. Some either hero is working in a corporate office or heroine is working. So they cover all the how their cabins are, how their man. So I just observe, oh, this is how their tables, how they're arranged, etc., etc. I'm just telling you. I know a college setup. I know university setup. Okay, where I have worked, where I have like studied, so I know this setup. Other setups I do not know. So when I don't know, I can watch a movie or I can watch a documentary or I can watch something which is like either I can read about it and then I will learn. So you go to this, turn left. This is this placed here. Usually they have a garden in front of. So usually a temple, how a temple should be constructed. So all these things. Then Shiva Itara Kshataye. Shiva Itara. He doesn't say Ashiva Kshataye. He says Shiva Itara. So Shiva is Shubha. Itara is something which is not Shubha. Kshati is like Nasha. For the Nasha of the Shivetara, you have to read Kavya. How does this happen? So simply Mayura Surya Shataka, he only explains that. It is his example. So when Mayura had some pushtu, some skin problem, he prayed Surya. He prayed Surya, he wrote a full Kavya and he came. Even today, if people have some skin issues, some health issues, some general problems, they listen to the recitations or they themselves recite and come out. So Surya Shatakam, and it's a Kavya. It's not just a stotra, it's a stotra Kavya, of course. There are so many beautiful. Please read Surya Shatakam whenever you have time. That 100 padyas of like this Sraddhara Vritta, very big Vritta, of course, 21 letters per line. So 21 into 4, so many words per padyam, so many letters per padyam. So that is a very, like it takes 1 hour to recite it, 45 minutes if you recite it fast. Okay. So that Jambharati, Bhakumbod, Bhava Pavanavati, Sadra Sindhura Renu, that one. So you can see how much poetry is there. See the Surya's, how the Devatas come to the Surya's journey, his Ratha, Anuru, how the light comes, how the Devatas are, like everything is so beautifully there. So Shivetara Kshataye. Then Sadhyav Paranirvate. This is the best one, I think. That is Ananda. Okay? That is Ananda. Sadhyav Paranirvate is suddenly we can go out of this world. Not by physical, but mentally, psychologically, and with all our heart we can fly. Okay, I've seen people who are merged. I don't know if this generation has any such, yeah, like immersion capacities. But in our days, we used to like hold on book. Then Amma would understand this girl is not going to come for any work help today. Okay, so that we are like opening the book means we are gone out of this world. Like we are not anymore existing for this world. We are so much immersed, so much indulged, so much like inside those words that created pictures that, not that we did it to run away from the work, but this is very important. And you should know what a kavya is and how much it can like affect you. You should go to that deep, deep level. That is the dhyana. That is a dhyana avasthita tadgatena manasa. That is like that dhyana is done by Brahmananda, like for the Brahmananda sthiti by the Rishis and Munis. This is, he says, Vishwanatha says, this is like Brahmananda Sahodara. Kavyananda, this Rasananda, happens to be the younger brother of Brahmananda. And it is true, to a lot of extent, he is true. For any kind of people, so you should have just a capacity to understand that language. You need not any like have any great, what is there, what Alankara is this or what. You need not have all that. You can just open a book, read it, and feel wow. Just language you should know. That's all. Okay, in like Kannada, in Malayalam, in Bengali, in Gujarati, there must be very, very good novels. So try to read one small novel, one story, and see the effect of that on yourself. If you have observed it already, then just remember it. If you haven't read any time that it took you out of this world, when you look sidewise, oh, I'm sitting in this room. Oh, it's already 6 p.m. Oh my, I have to run for something else. Oh wow, I didn't even eat. So you don't need food, you don't need water, you don't feel thirsty, you don't feel hungry, you don't feel like talking to anyone, you don't feel like going out, nothing, just you're immersed into that book, until time passes away. That is Sadhyav Paradita. The Kanta Sammitataya Upadesha Yuje. So that like a Kanta, like a beloved woman who is able to tell to her her partner uh, that in previous days it's not like partner, girlfriend, boyfriend. No, there were no illicit relationships that were very like happening openly. So at these days I have to give this explanation that when Kanta we are talking Priyuralu in Telugu we say the Priyatama, we say she's only wife. Okay, she's nobody else. So he is talking about wife and husband. This very very clearly I have to tell. This is a generation gap that is like making me speak all this. It's not just two partners or somebody like together existing. No, no, it's not of them. It's like a loved, beloved lady in the life would be only wife. Okay, the most beloved lady is Kanta and she is only wife. She is telling her husband, why don't you do like this? Why don't you do like that? Then the husband feels like listening to her. And reverse also. The wife will not listen to anybody, but if the husband says with love, if he says, if he is able to like, win her heart and tell, will you be like this? Will you, wear this? Will you do this? Will you? And she says, fine, I'll do it. So this is she won't even feel anything like it is putting like any burden upon her. Neither the husband will feel if it's for good and all. I mean, he's talking of only the good part, not making the spouse do something like, which is adharmic and all. Why don't you take a bribe? Then if she like, say she's succeeding in making him say yes, then gone. His dharma is gone. Not that kind of. So we are talking of Upadesha here. Upadesha is always for dharma, for dharmic purposes. Okay. So where the it's like justified act. For that you can do the Upadesha. So these are the prayojanas of Kavya. Then next question is, how are people able to write a Kavya at all? What makes somebody write a Kavya? So I can write a Kavya, you can write a Kavya, but everybody cannot write a Kavya. It's not so easy. I used to think that like everybody can write it, they're just not writing. No, I was wrong. Everybody doesn't get this. I mean, those who know the language, if Shabdartha Sahita Kavyam, then everybody knows Shabdartha. Why don't they create something? Everybody cannot do that. So that is, he says, Shaktir Nipunata Loka Shastra Kavya Dyavekshanat Kavyajna Shikshaya Abhyasa iti hetus tadudbhave. This Shakti, Nipunata, and Loka Shastra Kavya Avekshanam. Okay, and Kavyajna Shiksha. So four things he is telling. So Shakti is like Pratibha, which is self-born, born out of our birth, through our, manufacturing defect. We cannot do anything. So somebody is able to write poetry for hours together and generating wonderful kavyas, etc. It's manufacturing defect. We cannot do it. Came along with his birth. Okay, so Shakti. Then Nipunata. Some people have good Shakti, good Pratibha, but they cannot express it. So to express, you need Naipunya. So which word to put here? Shall I say hridaya or shall I say manassu here? What word should I use? Or shall I say gunde, Telugu? Okay, Telugu I'm telling. Gunde, hridaya, manassu, madi, chitta. We have so many words. So which I should use here? So that is naipunya. Okay, then Loka Shastra Kavyadi Avekshanat. So it is also like generatable to some extent. Basically, something is needed. Okay. Like you need godhumas at least to make roti, you need godhumas. Whether they are in the pishta state, then you can directly make it, or they're already made into roti and you have to just eat it. We don't know at what stage it is. But if it is in the godhuma state, that is gehuka state, but they are in the form of grains, then you have to do some crushing, some, all that. You make it into pishtam and then you have to add some water, then make that, all that, guthna, all that you do. But that helps. You can do something, but basically that Shakti should be there to whatever level. Then after this Avekshanam, it is generated. Then Kavyanya Shikshaya Abhyasa. So by the taking this this line, I don't remember the exact meaning. It doesn't strike to me. So Shiksha, maybe he's like Avekshanam and Shikshanam, maybe he's talking of that. I should have looked at it anyway. So this is the meaning of it. Then there are many more things which makes a kavya good and bad. So whatever makes a kavya good are kavya gunas, whatever makes a kavya bad is kavya dosha. So the letters, like if for example there is a vyakarana dosha in something, then that doesn't make the this thing beautiful. Okay, the words and all beautiful. The poetic bhavana will not generate if there are vyakarana doshas in the work. Vaikara dosha is one of the doshas. There are Chandas doshas, there are Alankara doshas, there are many, many other doshas. Okay, using the wrong words, as I said. Okay, so it doesn't suit the context. They are all doshas. Anyway, we'll not discuss all that. Kavya gunas, the aptness, everything is apt. Then it's guna. Okay, so all in the sense of words, in the meanings, in the characters, in the characterization, in the like the kind of like in one place he's writing this ghatana happened in Bangalore. Then immediately he says it's Delhi. Then Bangalore and Delhi will like the place has changed. That happens to be a dosha, isn't it? So that things are all not there. If planning will happen, the time sense, everything is like well expressed and all that is Kavya Gunas and Dosha. Now, there are three powers of it. I will quickly do this. One is like Akanksha, Yogyata, Sannidhi, and another is Vachaka, Lakshana, and Vyanjana. Okay, Abhidha, Lakshana, Vyanjana. This I wanted to tell. Quickly, I will tell. Because the more I explain this, the more goes into main thing. My intention is you should understand by yourself what a kavya is. That's why I explained that in a very detailed manner. We can go to one more day. We have time for this more explanations anyway. Well, so what is Akanksha? Akanksha is a girl who lives in the neighborhood? No. Akanksha is the intention which generates inside me. You know what happened? That boy is there now who went to that hill station. What happened? What happened? That boy. Then she remains silent. Imagine this hearer's situation. What happened? Tell me now. I can't like exist without you telling me the detail. Tell me what happened to him. He just went and he forgot his ticket, so he could not travel or something, or he went there, he had a wonderful experience. He showed me the photos, whatever, which will be complete. So that completed part will quench our thirst. So that thirst which generates is called akanksha. Every word, like in a sentence, generates some kind of, okay, Ramaha Ayodhyam. Ramaha Ayodhyam gachati, Ramaha Ayodhyam tyajati, Ramaha Ayodhyam prati Ishtaha. I mean, he Ishtavan, he likes Ayodhya, whatever, we don't know. I said Ramaha Ayodhya and sit silent. What will happen? You'll not understand my intention of that sentence, isn't it? It's not complete. That is akanksha. Then yogyata. Yogyata is something which is like the ability of one word existing with another. For example, I cannot say that this is the example. They only tell Agnina Sinchati. So that Agni, the heat, the fire, sorry, fire can never Sinchati is like making wet. Fire can never make anything wet. Okay, it will make it very hot, isn't it? So that kind of yogyata, that is yogyata. The some dhatus are always like jalena dahati. Can somebody do it unless the water is hot? Jalena dahati is not possible. Okay, and like with the snow, if you are doing like he burns with the snow, it happens in the love sentiment. Okay, so there it happens. Anyway, I'm talking of general things. So there yogyata. Then sannidhi. Sannidhi means the being together of certain words based on grammar, based on idiom, based on the life experiences, etc. So they should be together always. Like uh, Sita Rama Patni. So I say Sita at one time and say then many other names I say Sita, Ayodhya, Vrikshaha, anything else, and then I say Rama Patni. Then Sita Rama Patni will not become one idea when they are interrupted with different words. That is Sannidhi. So to generate meaning, they should be together. They should be beside each other. They should not be divided by other words. Okay. So Sannidhi, Vashat. So this is like Tatparya and there is Tatparya. All these together trying to generate one meaning. With the Akanksha, with the Yogyata, with the Sannidhi, so these are all kind of like Shabda related ideas which are very important for a poet to understand. Okay, then watch. These are all from the Mamata only. Okay, then then what is Vyanjana? Let us try to understand. Before that, what is there are three kinds of Shabda Shaktis. There are three kinds of like how you understand a meaning. So there is a Shabda. I say water. I say mobile. I say pen. I say table. Table means table. Table on which we keep our computer. We put something on the dining table, the dressing table, the table, whatever. So that is the meaning of it. That's all. When I say hand, it is like the five-fingered and palm. This fist all is hand, part of hand. When I say fist, it is a closed palm. Okay, like that. This is Vachaka, Mukhya Artha, where there is every like word is sensible. Then Lakshana. Lakshana is Lakshyartha. Lakshana is that power which can, without some word, give you the meaning entirely. I say, somebody is at the door. Okay, say the bell ring. The bell rang. How did the bell ring? Will the bell ring with itself? No. Oh, the milk has come. Did the milk come by itself, walking on like legs and all? No. Somebody brought the milk. But I say the milk has come. Okay. So like the train has come. The train arrived. Train did not arrive. The driver brought it. There is something. The train will not move without a driver inside. Okay. The car went at the speed of. Car did not go. The driver was driving the car. So all these are lakshanas. Okay. Then Vyanjana. At least in Lakshana, we have some words. We have some words and some not there. These words which are there will cover up the words which are not there. That is Lakshana's level. But when it comes to Vyanjana, there are no meaning related in that word at all. I said, like when the boy looked at that girl, she looked at the side. Is there anything related to love in this? Did it make any sense to somebody who doesn't understand what is love? Say a child. Will it make any sense to a child? It will make sense to a yuvati, a yuvaka. It will make sense. Okay. If I just said the boy looked at the girl looked sideways. Okay. They were looking at each other for the first time. Okay. So when Rama and Sita met according to Ramcharitmanas, then they had this situation. Rama was going on looking at Sita. Sita was trying to look at him. She could not look at him. So some girl, the heroine, especially trying to look at the boy, and if he's not able to look at him, we understand the love has happened. So the writer did not tell us that there is, that the boy looked at the girl with love. He did not say that. Okay. Then another popular example I use is somebody calls me for a party. I say I have headache. I won't come. Do I really have headache? The person knows I don't have a headache. I usually don't have head at all. Okay, to have headache, we should have a head, isn't it? If I don't have a head, so I will not have headache. Why am I not coming? There must be some other reason. I don't want to come to the party. So is there anything that I don't want to come to the party? Inside I have a headache. Usually the wife and husband this thing the vyanjana happens a lot. Okay, मुझे भूख नहीं है. Okay, I'm not feeling hungry. Then our husband or wife, whoever is non-angry, the angry person, non-angry person, how they speak with each other like this one. I don't feel hungry. Get out. Says no, something has happened. Tell me now what happened. The husband understands or the wife understands. कुछ तो हुआ है. है ना? Please tell me. That is vyanjana. Where the words don't give you the sense or the meaning of the situation, but something else is there. कुछ तो है. Okay. Then if we say like you are like trying to borrow money from somebody, they say, yes, out of friendship, they'll say, I will give you come tomorrow. Tomorrow we go. Today is Shukravara, na? So let me give it tomorrow. Then we understand. It's not about Shukravara. This person doesn't want to give us money. Okay. So these are the things which, Vyanjana works very powerfully in this world. Vyanjana already is working powerfully in this world. When employed into poetry, Vyanjana works even more strongly it works. Okay. Kalidasa, etc. And many Bhavabhuti, Kalidasa, Magha, they all are like very highly like employing this Vyanjana very highly. They just suggest. And some movies I have seen, they don't picturize everything. They just suggest it with some. The accident happens. They don't show the accident. They later they just tell by words or tell something which suggests that the accident has happened. Okay, some certain things they should not show on the screen, etc. So we have this vyanjana in the old drama rules. They should not show everything on the stage. So this is all vyanjana kind of. There they employ vyanjana a lot. And then there is one thing, chamatkara. In the whatever, if I said the boy looked at the girl looked at sidewise, there is no chamatkara in that. Okay. Then that or whatever, if there is a I'm not able to realize any situation. Yeah. There is one situation when it's a real situation in the Purana, in the Itihasa, in the Mahabharata it comes. Where it comes, Puloma story it comes. In the Puloma story, what happens? Chavana only, she goes and cries. Then tears, she goes to Brahma. Yeah, she goes to Brahma. There she cries. All the tears become one nadi. Okay, all the tears become one nadi. So this is like if I employ this. So when the heroine cried, it became into a nadi. If I tell. Okay, she cried so much that it became a nadi. It's like chamatkara, like lot of atishayokti, of course, and then telling something like when we in the childhood to just make us change our mood when we used to cry. Hey, bucket lao, bucket lao. They used to say, bring one bucket and put it here, it will fill. There's water shortage, na? So they're trying to make the situation lighter and change our mood. People say that chamatkara. So chamatkara, and then the base for it is like that is vyangyam. So where the real situation is not. Then they say this happened in my life also, that there's one one situation where the person comes from office early and his relative says, hey, where did the sun come from today? Did sun come from the east or west? So that means it's not usual that this person comes early from the office. So this is like Vyangya, Nigudata. Then we have realized that this is so these kinds of things are very basic for a poetry. So Abhidha, Lakanksha, Yogyata, Sannidhi, Tatparya, they generate Tatparya and Lakshana, like Abhidha, Lakshana, Vyanjana. They are the very basic things of a poetry. Okay. Then I will take a little more time today because we had time taken from explanations. So please bear with me for some more time, not more. I'll try to finish it off. Kavya Vibhagas. Now when we come to let me see how much is left. Kavya Dharavastu. Yeah, there is more. Okay, so we can stop here and we can do it in the next class as well. What do you say? Shall I complete it off by running and all? Or shall I do it like smoothly next class? 26, 7, 20, 30, 13, 30. Yeah, we have time. Yes, we have time. Okay, this part I'll finish. Okay, Kavya Vibhagas I'll finish. Okay, so the Shravya Kavyas and Drishya Kavyas are the two Vibhagas. I'll put both. Yeah. The first Vibhaga, Shravya, is that can be heard. I mean, in the good olden days, there was like a parampara of Kavya Shravanam. So even until the radio days, Akashvani days, we have this, listening skills. Then the first Vibhaga in that, there are like categories of Shravya Kavyas. One is Mahakavyam and another is Khandakavyam. Now the Mahakavyam has many Lakshanas. There are many Varnanas, there are many like this kind of hero, this kind of heroine, a Prasiddha Katha should be there. There should be so many Alankaras, there should be so many Sargas, there should be this, there should be that. It's all like Mahakavya Lakshanam Nisarga Bandho Mahakavyam, it starts like that. And there are a lot of like Tatreka Nayaka Sura, as well as either Sura or Manava Nayaka, somebody. So Mahakavya must have a divine characters, stories from like Mahabharata, Puranas, Ramayana, etc. And it should be like big, huge, lot of detail, lot of like Parvata Varnanam, Nadi Varnanam, this, that, like, the city Varnanam, Nagara Varnanam, how the women look, so every detail should be there. Okay, so that is Mahakavya. I can give you these things also. I think you all, some people who might have done like MA or kind of level, so they must be knowing it anyway. They say this is the part of like MA syllabus, etc., where the Kavya Lakshanas, etc. Then the second type is Khandaka. Now, by the word itself, we understand it's Khanda, it's in parts. So Khandakavyam is either very small in comparison to size, or it's divided into different ideas. There is no one single idea that is starting from beginning to the end. It is only like some parts giving some details. Either the number of shlokas is varying, like it's like like 10 shlokas in first part, 15 shlokas in the second, like that, few parts like that. So the best example for Mahakavyam is Raghuvamsham, Kumara Sambhavam, and the Khandakavyam is Rutu Samhara. Okay, so there are like description of Rutus. Nothing is connected. There is nothing one idea flowing and all that. The only aim of that Kavya is to just define the Rutus. Then the second kind of Vibhaga in the Shravya Kavyas is the Gadyam, which is like, we don't know like how big it can be. It can run into pages. Okay, so the Vakyatmaka. So it's not of like we have, when I say Anishita Pramana, I am comparing it with a poem, like a verse. Instead of poem, verse is a better a metrical verse. There, VERC, not WORSC. It's VERSC, okay? Not WORSC. So VERSC verse has one kind of this number of these many syllables, this much size, 4 lines, and each line carrying so many syllables. So where Yati Sthana is there, this sometimes in some languages Prasa is there and all that Nishchitata. So if you are choosing to write in Sragdhara, there have to be 21 letters and there have to be like one pattern, 777 Yati places, etc. But Gadyam doesn't have all that. Gadyam has, I want to really read one paragraph from Kadambari just to make you feel how it looks. If you have already like written, if you have come here, you must have written some other exams also. Some Gadya must be a part of it also. So Gadya can be like long words, long and short words, paragraphs. Okay, the Hitopadesha Katha, the Panchatantra Kathas, the Kadambari, Dashakumarasya, like the Dandina Dashakumara Charitam, all these are like Gadyas. Gadya is a prose. There are sometimes paragraphs, there are sometimes not. It's a big paragraph running into pages together. Sometimes very long samasas, etc. So it's running like very very, very swatantra rupena that's going on. There is no what you call as limit is not there. Okay. Then champu is the third kind. Champu means gadya and padya mishrita is champu. Like we have Hitopadesha again. Hitopadesha has shlokas and paragraphs together. Nala Champu, there is Ramayana Champu written by Bhojaraja, etc. Bala, that all kandas and all that division, everything is there. But it is some part in Gadya, some part in Padya. Usually Telugu kavyas are all like Champu kavyas only. So they don't write only Padya. Like okay, so we have like Mahabharata Champu is there, Ramayana Champu, Bhagavata Champu. So they utilize some places with first metrical expressions and some with non-metrical. Okay, so both are Mishritam in this. Then coming to Drushya Kavya. Now Drushya Kavya means अवस्थानुकृतिर्नाट्यं रूपं दृश्यतयोच्यते रूपकं तत्समारोपात् दशधैवरसाश्रयम्. So अवस्थानुकृतिर्नाट्यम्, अवस्था अनुकृतिः. So we have studied in Ramayanam. I say study because it is a studyable grantha, not just readable. Adhyayana. We are doing Adhyayana of Ramayana. There let us take that situation where Hanuman comes back from after seeing Sita, he comes back and they're all in the Madhuvanam. So in the Madhuvanam, they're all doing, all uh, Vanara Cheshtas they are doing. So you want to show that. You don't know how they did. So Ramayana describes it in the form of words. There's no picture. Now you want to design it. How do you design? You have to keep some mango trees, okay, some phala trees, and then you have to dress some people like Vanaras, and they have to be having big tails and all the mouth, different deformed mouths, and all that. Then they are like dancing, they are running here and there, they are trying to cut the fruits and all this situation. You are doing anukriti of that avastha. Okay, so all these are like natakas, etc., are the imitations of what happens in the world. In the world also we have like wife and husband, children, house, office, colleagues, neighbors, etc. In the Nataka also they are there, but they are not confined to words. They are confined to, they are not confined to words, they are expressed through the humans, through the real things. Okay, so that is the stage designing, everything happens. And if you, Acha, have you seen any stage plays? If you haven't seen, you have missed much in your life. You have missed much in your life. I don't know if like in YouTube and all that, somebody has taken picturized that, taken like camera shooting they did of that Nataka, then you will get that experience or not, I don't know. Even if that is possible, just watch a stage show, a stage Nataka, small one at least. How it feels when you sit on a very like in a hall with the audience all right in the side, and you are watching on the stage the people coming saying something pauranika natakas and all that. If you haven't watched it till now, go and watch at least one nataka whenever possible. Okay, be real, that real effect. I don't know how powerful theater is these days. In our place, we have one where every year there is a Natakotsava when people come from different villages and different cities and they play. They show that. So if your cities happen to have such a facility, then please go and watch a Drishya Kavya just to understand what this Shastra is trying to tell you. Let me tell you one thing, without experience, all this is a waste. See, I am having a picture in my mind when I'm speaking about these things. I have seen them. I have I also tried to write some plays, but none of my plays I have like, if I become a playwright, then maybe I'll have more experience when I design a play, when I become a director of a play, then it must be a different thing. Cinema is not the right thing for Drishya Kavyam because there is like lot of retakes, etc. So these Drishya Kavyas are stage plays more. You can take cinema for a secondary level Drishya Kavyam. Okay, secondary level, which they have like, okay, they make a biopic. I have watched a Shrikant, that blind boy who won. Okay, so he's very good. Like then he very very nice character for a movie. Biopic was made. One boxer's movie was made. So this is Anukriti. So this person who is playing the role of Shrikant is not Shrikant. Real Shrikant is somebody else. Okay, so that is. Then Drishyataya Uchyate. So there are like Drishyas, there are scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, etc. And then Rupakam Tat Samaropat. So there is a lot of arrangements, stage arrangements, so many things must be there. So entry should be from the left. This person is wearing this. So if she's playing a character of aged woman, then her hair should be white. If she's a young woman, her hair should be black. If she's a beautiful woman, then she has to wear some alankaras, etc. All this, okay? So all this is Anukriti. So she has to be exactly like that. That heroine or the hero or the character that she plays, she or he. Then there are 10 kinds of Adrishya Kavyas. Natakam saprakaranam bharnah prahasanam dimah Vyayoga samabhakaro vityanke hamragadasha. Okay, so Natakam. Prakaranam. Natakam is like bigger one, the biggest one, the fully defined Drishya Kavya. Others are partials. So Vithi is that Vithi Natakam we say. In the street only they play it. Then Vyayoga, Samavakara, we have Madhyama Vyayoga. Okay, it's a small bit, it's not very big Natakam. Maybe 1 anka, 2 ankas, that's all. So Dimaha, Prahasanam. Prahasanam is also some kind of small expression of the Natakam. So here also Avasthanukriti is the common thing. So there are 10, okay, Iha Mruga. I have not seen each of it separately. I have seen Madhyama Vyayoga played by camarade and it's made into a shooting and all that I saw. And Samavakara, Prahasanam, Dima, Bhana, I don't know. Them. So I know the Natakam, that's all. Prakaranam is a small part of Natakam, that's all. Vithi, I have not seen, but I've seen in pictures, like in the videos I have seen. Then there should be a Vedi, there needs a stage. Aharya. So when I say I have a pain stricken. I mean, my life is going wonderfully well. I get money for that Natakam. Everything is wonderfully going, but I have to cry. Aharyam is, oh, you have went away leaving me, this, that. I have to tell and I have to keep crying. For that, they put some glycerin in the eyes. So this is Aharyam. So we decorate ourselves. We try to do this thing. The Hava Bhavas, etc. And the Natas are like specially trained for that. So they can generate any feeling on their face immediately. Okay, so there was one very good, like now he must have like gone away. Very, very good Nataka person. I didn't see him, but I heard about him. So one day there was a talk like, how do you cry on the stage, like how do you get that feeling? Now you are happy, you are just happily like expressing, laughing and all. Suddenly you go onto the stage and you have to show the crying and all that. How do you? He said, it comes by practice. The person who cannot smile in tears and who cannot have tears in the laugh is not a human being at all. It's human feeling at last, and we are all human beings. So he said, right now, can you show us right now? Then what he said, okay, I'll take a sentiment of mother, and just now suddenly something happened to somebody's mother, and this person wants to suddenly he hears the news. What happens? I will show you right now. He said, Amma, 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 and then tears rolled out of his eyes. So he has an Amma, and this character has to cry for Amma. As for Amma, he did not cry, but he knows what Amma is. What if something goes wrong with Amma? What can happen? So by 3 Ammas, he could generate that sudden tears, right, started rolling, and everybody was aghast to see that level of acting. So these Hava Bhavas, etc., This is not very easy task. Okay. Then there are like sambhashanas. Sambhashanas are the very strong point of a nataka. The whole nataka, you can show certain things, but unless you speak, like for example, somebody wants to say rahasya. So in life, I go to the ear and somebody's ear, I say fus 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 fus, then the rahasya happens. But I cannot do it on the stage, Even rahasya, I have to tell big way. Okay, there were no mics and all in those olden days. So they used to, like your Pauranika Natakas people, he's standing beside, oh, Arjuna, do you feel like, this Gita or whatever, the situation Krishna speaks to Arjuna. Arjuna is standing just beside the Gita is telling. Okay, Ashwachyan, Anvashwachasvam, Pragyavadasya, he's shouting on the top of his voice. Why? To be heard. Okay, so that makes it a little awkward, but we all understand the limitations of having a microphone or not having it. And like these days, modern stages are equipped. Not all stages are fit for Nataka. No, I have seen they're going farce. We don't hear the dialogue. That is farce. They're just, hanging the microphones, 5 microphones here. There are more characters, and the character has to stand with the mic and speak. It's very, very awkward. So they have to be like the stage and the devices, equipments, all should be apt for an Nataka. Then everybody should have a collar mic, something which is like Bluetooth kind of, which doesn't require any. That wiring and all, or he's moving here and then the wire is moving along with him. It will be like, getting like all that things should not happen. Okay, and there are like Nritya and Gitas. Nritya Gitas are, like I have seen in Pauranika Natakas, they happen. And like music, background music is there. So some hero heroine songs are there. Some lullabies are there. Some pain songs are there. Okay, some happy songs, some festival songs, whatever, all as we see in the movies also. In the Natak also, there are always like, they're not just a stage and actors, but there are also the Vadya Sangita people who are always accompanied and they sit in front of the stage. They are looking at the characters and playing the instruments. So that arrangement is separate. Along with the stage, there is a stage, and either they are on the sides of the stage or in front of the stage where they can look at the characters and keep playing. So he says, what? What are you saying? Is it tadadam? Tadadadadam? Something he's playing on that. Either it's a funny scene, it's a sentiment scene, whatever. So they're trying to generate this effect and have some impression on the immersion from the audience. If it is without music, only dialogues, then it cannot work that way. So there must be something. So these are all like Kavya Vibhagas. Rest of it, I don't want to take more time from you all. Thank you for giving this support. Thank you for staying back. Thank you for listening. And this, like Kavya Adharavastu, Kavya Samagri, we will discuss in the next class. Any doubts, you can ask. How was the class? If you want to ask anything, if you want something more, I can prepare that and present in the next class. You can ask me. Astu. Then, okay, I will leave. We will all meet in the next class. So today is Thursday. We'll meet on Monday, June 22nd. Shubham Astu to you all. Hari.